Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us at the One Half Event pre-show. We're going to start out with some music for you. Leaves falling from the sky, same with my state of mind. Seasons change all the time. This year feels just like a crime. People lying on the TV, it's just to their demise.
It can only get better from here. Rock bottom, build it up. It can only get better from here. So honey, wipe away your tears. It can only get better from here. Rock bottom, build it up. It can only get better from here. So honey, wipe away your tears.
Could our potential end up going to waste? People judging by race. What a pivotal place. Futures changing case by case. Fighting in the streets. Is this our defeat?
It can only get better from here. Rock bottom, build it up. It can only get better from here. So honey, wipe away your tears. It can only get better from here. Rock bottom, build it up. It can only get better from here. So honey, wipe away your tears. It can only get better from here. Rock bottom, build it up. It can only get better from here. So honey, wipe away your tears. It can only get better from here. Rock bottom, build it up. It can only get better from here. So honey, wipe away your tears.
What if I wake up and it's all a dream? We're okay in restoring faith in humanity. Everything isn't always as it seems. Slowly but surely I can finally find my peace. What if I wake up and it's all a dream? We're okay in restoring faith in humanity. Everything isn't always as it seems. Slowly but surely I can finally find my peace.
Every night she would love letters to the moon. They told her to wish upon the stars, and maybe your dreams won't fall far from you. She wanted to reply. The moon shows me her light every night, while everybody else is lost in the stars. One time the moon wrote back and said, I'm sorry, but I'm in love with the sun. different stories, but the same forbidden love. Her heart shatters as she watched the moon weep all night. There's synchronized cries in the navy sky saying, I'm sick of this Shakespeare tragedy. She wished herself into a storm so she would be near the moon. And soon she found all the other stars were in love with her too. A billion burning loves, the moon only wanted the sun.
Sweet creature, had another talk about where it's going wrong. We're still young, we don't know where we're going, but we know where we belong. Oh, we started two hearts in one home. It's hard when we argue, we're both stubborn, I know. But oh, sweet creature, wherever I go, you bring me home. Sweet creature, when I run out of road, you bring me home. Sweet creature, running through the garden, oh, but nothing bothers us. We're still young. I always think about you, now we don't speak enough. But oh, we started two hearts in one home. And it gets hard when we argue, we're both stubborn, I know. But oh, sweet creature, wherever I go, you bring me home. Sweet creature, when I run out of road, you bring me home. Oh, we started two hearts in one home. It gets hard when we argue, we're both stubborn, reason words are so icy, oh, but she burns like rum on a fire. Hard and fast and angry as she can be, I walk my days on a wire. It looks ugly, but it's clean. Oh mama, don't fuss over me. Way she shows me I'm hers and she is mine. Open hand or closed fist would be fine. Blood is rare and sweet as cherry wine. Calls of guilty thrown at me, oh well she stains the sheets of some other. Thrown at me so powerfully, just like she throws with the arm of her brother. But I want it, it's a crime that she's not around most of the time. Way she shows me I'm hers and she's mine. Open hand or closed fist would be fine. Blood is rare and sweet as cherry wine. Fighting furies, fiery, oh, but she loves like sleep to the freezing. Sweet and right and merciful, I'm all but washed in the tide of her breathing. But it's worth it, it's divine. I have this some of the time. Way she shows me I'm hers and she is mine. Open hand or closed fist would be fine. Blood is rare and sweet as cherry wine. You act like you were just born tonight, face down in the memory but feeling alright. Who does your past belong to today? Baby, you don't say nothing when you're feeling this way. Girls in the bars thinking, who is this guy? But they don't think nothing when they're telling you lies. You look so careless when they're shooting that bull. Don't you know heartaches are heroes when their pockets are full? Tell them you're trying to cure a 7-year ache. See what else your old heart can take. Boys say, when's he gonna give us some room? And the girls say, God, I hope he comes back soon. Everybody's talking, but you don't hear a thing. You're still uptown on your downhill swing. Boulevard's empty, why don't you come around? Baby, what is so great about sleeping downtown? There's plenty of dives to be someone you're not. You say you're looking for something you might have forgot. Don't bother calling to say you're leaving alone, 'cause there's a fool on every corner when you're trying to get home. Tell them you're trying to cure a 7-year ache. See what else your old
hope he comes back soon.
Hello, everyone that's just joined. Thank you for spending your time with us tonight. And we've got some more songs for you. Oh, Randy, leave it up to me. I'll pour the water if you bring the tree. Nothing looks that real to me. I only see 2 or 3 colors. What's it like to breathe in? Find a friend and gather with him. I am a wolf in a city of women. You only know the light is on. Will you plant that sycamore, baby? I'll watch it grow from the 2nd floor. I haven't left the house much lately, and you don't come around here anymore. And all the lovers in their velvet gowns, I wanna take that trip uptown. Will you tell them to let me out when you can see the light is on? Found a horsehair in my food. There's a raccoon in my room. There are blue jays all in bloom all along the cement floor. Randy, they say I've gone insane, so could you take me dancing in the pouring rain? You don't know me, but you know my name. Will you say it till the light is gone?
Well, sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the water, and I think of all the things, what you're doing, and in my head I paint a picture. 'Cause since I've come home, well, my body's been a mess, and I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. Won't you come on over? Stop making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over, Valerie? Valerie, Valerie. Ooh, Valerie.
Did you have to go to jail? Put your house on up for sale? Did you get a good lawyer? I hope you didn't catch a tan. I hope you find the right man who will fix it for you. Are you shopping anywhere? Change the color of your hair. Are you busy? And did you have to pay that fine? You were dodging all the time. Are you still dizzy? Still dizzy? 'Cause since I've come home, well, my body's been a mess. And I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. Won't you come on over? Stop making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over, Valerie? Oh, Valerie. Valerie. Oh, Valerie. Well, sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the water, and I think of all the things, what you're doing, and in my head I paint a picture. 'Cause since I've come home, well, my body's been a mess. And I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. Won't you come on over? Stop making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over, Valerie? Ooh, Valerie. Valerie. Ooh, Valerie. Valerie.
and welcome to the One Half event, an evening of story sharing and inspiration in support of One Stone and student voice. I'm Marilyn Perez, a senior at Bishop Kelly High School and the current chair of the One Stone Board of Directors. This year, we've all had our fair share of trials and tribulations, and we've all had our fill of Zoom calls.
You're muted, Celeste. Yeah, we can't hear you at all.
Oh, sorry, I was on mute. Can you guys hear me now? Wait, Aiden, Carissa, Hunter, are you guys here for advisory? What's going on? I can't see you.
I can't turn on my camera because if I do, my Zoom will crash.
How about you, Hunter?
I'm too far away from my router.
Oh. Has anybody seen Aiden? You guys know where Aiden is? Is Aiden even here? Oh boy, I don't even think Aiden's here. Okay, you know what, everybody, let's just take a break. Why don't we all take 15 minutes? I'm gonna try to find Aiden and let's go maybe get outside or get a snack or something, then we'll meet back here. Does that sound okay? Okay, bye y'all, come back in 15 minutes. Hey, I think we're all here. I think we made it back. Aiden, are you here now?
Yeah, I couldn't find the Meet link.
Oh, the Zoom link? Where was the Zoom link, y'all?
It's on our group Slack.
I thought it was on Gmail.
I texted it to our group chat.
Oh, well, okay. So it was one of the 6 places. Good news. Next time we meet, we're going to meet in person, y'all. We won the advisory competition, so we are having lunch, social distance at One Stone. I'll see y'all there tomorrow.
Thank you for joining us on this new platform. We are humbled by your continued support. A quick thank you to the student musicians and performers who came to you live from Amplified Productions in East Boise. Honestly, it's a little weird not speaking to an in-person audience, but we are so excited to share our One Stone stories with the people who made them possible. Before we begin, we'd like to thank some honorable guests who are joining us this evening. Thank you to the Honorable Governor Brad Little and the First Lady Teresa Little. We would also like to thank the Mayor of Boise, Lauren McLean, for joining us. Now we'd like to recognize and thank our sponsors who have wholeheartedly supported us through this half-wild year, through their contributions and belief in the power of students. Please join us in thanking our Touchstone sponsors, Drake Cooper, the Bruce family, and the Poppin family. Please join us in thanking our Milestone sponsors, Micron Technology, Idaho Trust Bank, Albertsons, and the Landry family. And our Cornerstone sponsors, Boise Cascade, Cushing Terrell, Oliver O'Gara Real Estate, DK Designs, AgriBeef, the Ridley family, Headlud family, Olson family, and the Rhodes family. Please join us in thanking our many Stepstone sponsors. And finally, thank you to our in-kind sponsors, Sawtooth Winery and Odell Brewery, for your donation to our watch parties. We are also so grateful for the dedicated adults who make our impact possible, including adult board members, parents, volunteers, and coaches. And finally, we would like to give a special thank you to all the businesses and partners who have supported our projects, D-Labs, and programs throughout the year. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you as partners and friends. If you've had the pleasure of joining us in years past, you might be thinking right now, isn't this the one event? What's the difference between the one event and the one half event? Am I missing something? Like the other half? Those questions are very valid, and in recognition of all the ways we are doing things differently this year, We at OneStone are calling our annual evening of story sharing the One Half event. We hope it's a hoot and a half. And let me tell you, before I started OneStone, I did not know the half of it. My sophomore year of high school, I hid behind a facade of perfection, never diving below superficial pleasantries. My perception of the world was limited to the perfect half of people's lives. I watched as my brother exceeded in every facet of life without breaking a sweat. In that pressure, I hid from vulnerability, which diminished my ability to make strong connections with others. Then, I joined OneStone. During my first Project Good meeting, I sat silently, just trying to keep up. But what I witnessed changed my life. My peers fearlessly shared their ideas and advocated for themselves. In this environment, students were equal to each other and adults, which instigated vulnerable discussions, created friendships, and incubated a quality work environment. I thrived. I began to share my wholehearted support for the superiority of Mott's gummies, and in more serious situations, the validity of my own opinion and my own story. Empowered by the OneStone community, I grew into my authentic, flawed, better half, becoming whole. My worth was no longer based on a perfect half version of another or my brother, but rather grounded in my whole humanity. As the current board chair, I try to be the person I needed 2 years ago, one that engages with others through my positive energy and compassion, encouraging my peers to participate and empowering them to find their better, imperfect half. So now, as a different person at a different One event, I hope we can all find the same love of student voice. Although I'm leaving Boise soon, my OneStone story is far from over. OneStone's radical love, empowering message, and lifelong friendships will not only stay with me, but will guide me through the world beyond. I would like to invite Hannah and Mackenzie to the stage.
Let me tell you a story about a half-wild idea. It all started with a missing piece. In 2008, OneStone's co-founders, Joel and Teresa Poppin, saw their high school-aged kids taking part in service. The Poppins supported this effort, having been deeply impacted by service in their own lives, but they couldn't quite shake the feeling that something was missing. The experience was not quite whole. What they found missing for their kids' experiences was ownership. Students were only getting half the experience. They were missing the chance to own the service they were doing, missing the chance to be an empowered, active member of creating positive change for their communities, rather than a passive participant. And these communities were missing an entire generation of young people with the drive and the know-how to tackle complex issues for the better of everyone. The students were only getting half the experience. They were only expected to do half the work, the menial half.
So OneStone began with the belief in the power of students. We believe in students' ability to lead and build our collective future. So much so that ingrained in OneStone's bylaws from our beginning in 2008, the board of directors must always be at least 2/3 high school students, more than half. Students have the controlling vote and voice in all major organizational decisions. Each year, a new board commits to making the best decisions for the future of OneStone and future students who will join our army of good for good. It is not a task that can be done half-heartedly. The IRS doesn't take kindly to half-completed 990 forms. People told us we were half nuts to trust students with such responsibility, and here we are, 13 years later. At OneStone, we believe in doing the right thing, especially if it's the hard thing. No half measures here.
From 2008, OneStone grew at a double pace. We launched Two Birds in 2012, Forging Entrepreneurs by Design. Then came Hatch in 2014, an entrepreneurship lab and idea incubator for student-driven ventures. All this time, we heard from students and their families, I wish that I could be at OneStone all the time. I wish that this was school. In 2016, One Stone had half a notion to make that wish come true and launched Lab 51, transforming the high school experience. But that's not even half the labs and studios that are currently offered to students. The heart of One Stone lives on in Project Good, a social change lab that uses the transformative power of empathy through service. In 2017, One Stone launched Ripple, an audio studio for music performance, recording, and podcasting. The Foundry is a maker studio that fosters creative confidence through both digital and traditional technical skills. Catalyst is a multidisciplinary multimedia art studio that sparks creativity and change in the world. And Current is a cyber lab where students can develop skills such as coding, cybersecurity, electronics, engineering, artificial intelligence, virtual reality, and even game design. For those of you that are counting, that's 8 unique studios and labs that are driven by students who can explore everything from watercolor to web design to welcoming refugees and so much more, all at no cost to students. That's right, no tuition, no dues, no fees, no barrier to becoming a better leader and making the world a better place.
You see, in a world of adults, students like me often only get half the story because we are too young, too new, or somehow not a whole person. But half the story only leaves us with more questions, like, how can we simultaneously have problems with food waste and hunger in our neighborhoods? How can popular vote be so different from electoral outcome? Why do we stop playing as we grow older? How can we bring more empathy and humanity into this world? One Stone believes in the power of students to investigate these half-told stories, sorting the half-truths from the whole facts. One Stone asks us to build, try, and explore to tell the second half. Tonight, you will hear many stories from students like me. Try and think about your own story. Were you halfway down the wrong path when a kind person helped you find your way? When did you believe in your better half? Were there people in your life who gave you half a chance? You are just like us, and we are just like you. Students aren't waiting for the real world to start our lives. We are here. We are ready to share our whole selves and take our turn at changing the world. Can you meet us halfway? Please welcome Maz to the stage.
Hello, everyone. My name is Masric Delabadia, and one day, I will do the most extraordinary things. At the end of 5th grade, I accepted 2 things. The first was that I would never be successful in school, and the second was that I was going to be alone, because no one understood me. One Stone changed that. Before One Stone, I woke up every morning prepared to go to battle. Battle with teachers, battle with my peers, battle with life, and battle with myself. I never listened. In the early years, I was almost always causing problems, whether it was getting up and leaving class and wandering the empty halls of my school while teachers ran around frantically searching for me, or, on a whim, climbing up and jumping out the wide-open window that had been taunting me all day long as I stared at it, wondering what was in store for me on the other side. When my delinquency barred me from the jovial pleasures of elementary life, such as recess, I found myself lost in my own imagination. I imagined that I was a rock star, with tens of thousands of people screaming my name. I imagined that I was a Jedi Knight, a guardian of peace and light, protecting all that I hold dear. I imagined that I was a hero who had managed to save everyone but himself. I used to sneak into all the performing arts rooms and play the drums, as loud as I wanted. As I grew older, my rebellious nature became less driven by imagination and more by a desire to stick it to the man. I did the opposite of what I was told to do, and I still never listened. I began to strongly identify with hating school. My days stopped being odysseys of wonder and imagination and became battlegrounds. I would refuse, revolt, run away, and reduce my school life and stability to ash if needed. I began to notice that in conflict, I felt like the person I was in my dreams. I felt fully realized and empowered. More often than not, however, my true self was chewed up and spit out. In the middle of 8th grade, I was faced with a choice between expulsion and conformity. I ended up pulling myself out from that hole, a hole that I'd made my home for the last 6 years, a hole that had led me to believe that I did not need anyone. I felt that others would only distract me from my ambitions, antagonize me, and inevitably destroy me. I was alone and my glass was half empty. But that's only half my story.
For the first half of our program this evening, you will hear from amazing One Stone members, Dylan Waldron, Fawn Hoffman, and Aiden Cahill. For them, the glass is half full. The glass is half full is not just a saying at One Stone. We practice optimism. Note the practice because optimism isn't always easy, but knowing that the glass is half full means that we know there are solutions to sticky situations, and there are people who will help us along the way. The only way to make the world a better place is to believe that we can.
2020 was, well, rough. But hey, it wasn't all that bad. We've had holiday parties, town calls, and countless moments of doing good for our community. I joined Brave Futures, a team that works to help spread awareness of child trauma and trafficking. And so far, all of our meetings have been virtual. Let's see what else we've been able to do.
I've enjoyed helping create a fun and kind environment as part of the UROP team.
I found ways to make my friends happy online or socially distanced.
I was able to inform our One Stone community about Martin Luther King Jr.
I started learning Russian through One Stone's language program.
I got to be a part of an immersion called Play On and perform at a retirement home where I played guitar and sang with a bunch of my peers at One Stone, and I think it was a really great opportunity.
I was able to participate in numerous virtual empathy interviews.
I got to explore my passions for construction and graphic design in X-Lab's Halloween extravaganza.
Whether we're online or socially distanced, One Stone keeps the glass half full.
Hi, my name is Fawn.
And I'm Dylan.
On the first day of school, all the new students stood outside, some chatting, while others like myself stopped to the side. I felt so awkward, so my brother and I just wandered around together. It felt so intimidating to be in a setting where everyone already seemed so close. I saw another student standing off to the side, and after several minutes of overthinking, I went and introduced myself.
On my first day of One Stone, I was extremely nervous. I was brand new to Boise and knew absolutely no one. As I was awkwardly looking around for people to talk to on that first day, this girl came up to me and introduced herself. After talking for a few minutes, we got swept into the building as One Stone opened its doors and accepted us into a new world full of possibilities.
I was put into Allison Parker's advisory, probably the best advisory at One Stone. Right away, I could see how open and welcoming Allison was, and I felt immediately accepted by her. The close, intimate community that One Stone fosters allowed me to begin making close connections with the other students right away, unlike my old school where I'd been too afraid to reach out to my advisor for help because I felt like I was competing with other students for his attention.
I was so excited for advisory because I had heard so many stories of advisory being like your One Stone family, and that couldn't be more true. Going in on that first day, I didn't know what to expect, but you were standing there and it was so nice to see a familiar face. Little did I know, the people that I met that day were going to be some of my best friends and my biggest support system. I remember talking about the importance of being vulnerable. After advisory one day, a group of the new students gathered and had a small panic about vulnerability because it was something that everyone was struggling with, and I found myself relating to the new students right away. We drifted away from the group together and talked about how vulnerability was always so difficult for us to embrace without realizing that we were already being vulnerable with each other. At the next advisory meeting, Allison had brought in these cards called We Are Not Really Strangers. Here's how it goes. What is the hardest lesson that you have had to unlearn?
For me, I've had to unlearn trying to be perfect to satisfy other people's expectations and instead just doing the best I can to try to satisfy myself.
I had to learn that I didn't need to put on a mask to please the people around me, but instead, One Stone has helped me embrace my authentic self so I can be whoever I want to be, wherever I am.
It was challenging to share things like this before, but One Stone has helped me to become comfortable being vulnerable with anyone, even a large crowd full of strangers. One Stone helps its students to grow in 32 bold learning objectives called the Blob. One of these 32 skills is vulnerability, and even though it's been the hardest one for me to embrace, it's probably one of the main reasons that you and I have become so close. Since I can be my most authentic self, you're the first person I want to come to celebrate with after being accepted to a college, but also the best shoulder to cry on when I'm feeling stressed.
I had always seen the Blob as a toolkit for success in our academics. But I now realize it's not only a toolkit for success in our academics, but it's also a toolkit for life and relationships. One Stone really emphasizes empathy, and to us this means supporting the individual changes we both go through. As we've looked back on our relationship, we've realized how different we are now from when we first met. Most of the time when people change, they drift apart, so we often wonder how we've maintained such a great friendship.
You and I are so close, are so different and constantly changing, from our passions to our interests to our taste in music, but we continue to support each other in all of our endeavors. At One Stone, we're taught to accept how our interests and passions change, so having empathy has allowed us to support each other while we're finding our paths.
I remember when you felt like you only had one path, since medicine was the only interest that you had identified with. You had identified with it for so long that it was scary for you to accept new possibilities. But during your time at One Stone, it's been so exciting to watch your passions and interests grow and change as you do.
The support that I've had from you and everyone else at One Stone has helped me to explore new passions and find new interests so that I can find other possible directions for my future, such as genetics or environmental injustice.
Vaughn, you are so driven and constantly encouraging me to go after whatever I want. It's always so inspiring to see you doing something that you're passionate about, and it makes me feel hopeful that I can achieve my goals as well. I remember this one time I was listening to an interview that you were doing about environmental injustice for your Y Lab, and it was so inspiring to see how passionate you were about it. So I signed up for a workshop at a college that I want to attend about how fast fashion is so damaging for the environment and what we can do to help stop it.
You've inspired me to speak up about my beliefs, even when my family doesn't agree with the same things. I've become more open with my family about political and human rights issues, and actually want to use my voice to help educate rather than just trying to stay away from any controversy. The action and passion I've seen from you during political movements that One Stone supports us in has helped inspire me to become more active in my community and stay active on current updated events.
When I first came to One Stone, I was lost in direction and fell into a hole of depression that I didn't know how to get out of. I had never had a solid group of like-minded friends that I could count on to help me reach my goals, and I had never felt like I had a place in something bigger than myself.
Dylan, when you opened up about your struggles with depression and finding a direction, I knew it took a lot of vulnerability, and I was really glad you decided to share this with me. At One Stone, I've learned how other people can help us discover our whole hearts. I've learned how to show up for others, and you've helped me learn how to show up for myself.
At One Stone, we are all a part of a community where we only want to help each other succeed. I now feel like I have my place, and the people that I've met have changed my life in so many ways. From the supportive atmosphere at One Stone, I've learned how to ask for help when I need it, and the coaches and students always accept me with open arms.
The coaches have helped me to prioritize my mental health and social life alongside of all the academic goals that I've set for myself at One Stone.
I will always be so grateful for all of the opportunities and experiences that One Stone has provided for me, and for all of the people that I've met along the way, especially that girl that I met on the first day. And even though you're leaving for college soon, I know that you'll continue to be my biggest supporter. Even when I'm at my lowest points, you always seem to fill my empty glass half full. I will miss you so much, but I'm so excited to watch you start on this new adventure and accomplish all of the great things that you desire.
Although I'm moving on to the next chapter of my life, I know I'll continue to stay connected to you and all of the other strong connections I made at One Stone. With the support of our coaches and friends and the growth that we pushed ourselves to have, we've learned how to fill our glasses half full and fill the cups of those around us.
Hi, all. My name is Aiden Cahill, and I am currently a freshman at Bishop Kelly High School. Enjoy my half-full story. It all began thanks to the thriving blue and white heart of Boise, One Stone. My introduction to the organization came when a classmate recommended it to me on a chilly October morning. This caused me to join our Love of Learning program, which is designed to give high schoolers a chance to mentor and educate younger kids. However, whenever I participated, I never truly felt responsible for my buddy's development. I always cared more about making myself look cool in the eyes of my high school peers, making sure my work counted as community service for my school, or even just checking to see if it could be added to my college application. I never cared about guiding my buddies to a better future, doing anything creative with them, or even just making them more interested in things outside of Minecraft. Essentially, I was only half present in their lives, more a distant stranger than an active mentor. This all changed when consequences began to materialize from the shadow of my careless actions. After following One Stone's health and safety protocol, my buddy and I, let's call him Jimmy, were walking with the group to a nearby playground one overcast December afternoon when he suddenly summoned a surge of energy and ran across the crosswalk. I want to be clear, One Stone takes every precaution to keep kids safe. But at that moment, I was busy talking with someone else, so he was already halfway across the street before I noticed his absence. So when I saw a brand new, snow-white Ford Explorer racing down the very same street he was running across, a previously hidden instinct in me leapt into consciousness and shouted, "Stop!" He didn't hear me, and the car didn't even get close to hitting him. But the force that had jumped into the control seat of my brain, my personality, wasn't going away. Instead, the shocking act of instinct and fear made me realize that if I had just been a bit more careful, a bit more responsible, Jimmy wouldn't have run across the street at all. Instead, he would have already known not to do reckless things like that, or I would have been focused enough to pull him back. This realization struck me hard and revealed a better half in me, one that was responsible and caring, one that was more concerned about my buddy than how participating in today's session would look on my college application. And when I discovered that half, everything became more full. My relationship with Jimmy, for instance, improved almost instantly. What was once a somewhat forced and repressive relationship instantly turned more natural, as I realized that responsibility meant not just following rules, but being more flexible as well. This resulted in our relationship becoming one of playfulness and balance that bended to match Jimmy's infinite energy, but was strong enough not to break into the complete chaos I had allowed before. From this sprang joyful and positive experiences that improved us both. From drawing detailed, tuna-filled ocean scenes to researching Hanukkah, my revelation and our blooming relationship made the two of us excited to participate in future One Stone-led events. All in all, my discovery, my better half, was found because of a third grader who just so happened to be energetic enough to race across the street while I was busy talking with someone else. And because of it, because of One Stone giving me the opportunity to change my ways in the first place, my once dark, self-obsessed future is brighter than ever before. In other words, my glass is half full.
Welcome to the halftime of the One Half event. While you may want to refresh your drink or use this time to embrace the halftime stretch in your home, get ready for another halftime tradition. At One Stone, we refer to ourselves as team members and the staff and adult volunteers as coaches. Being a coach means guiding learners to hone their skills and sometimes picking a team up after a hard half and inspiring them to lace up and play again. While we may not be the Kansas City Chiefs or the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, we've got all our players in place and are ready to rumble. So huddle up, everyone. Clear eyes, full hearts, can't lose. Take it away, Michael Reagan.
It's halftime. We're halfway through. Times are tough. Things are hard. Life isn't easy, but life is what you make of it. We can't control COVID or the weather, or whether your Wi-Fi signal is strong, or whether this live stream works. But what can we control? Our energy and our optimism and our attitude. At One Stone, the glass is always half full. And while we can't control the world around us, we can work to make it a better place. We can find the things in our community and around the world that break our hearts, and we can work to make them better. And through this, it forces us to grow as individuals and as an organization. This is what we do. We find the bright side. We find the silver lining. We find the good in the bad. Because of this challenge, this COVID-19, because of this, we have found the magic in connecting in nature and in downtown and around the Boise and the Boise's public parks and with the Boys and Girls Club and with kids who need help with their learning after school. And we have learned to use Slack and Google Meet and Zoom to communicate. It has forced us to innovate, adapt, evolve, and grow for good. In Two Birds, the creative studio that I help run, we have met virtually since last spring, and we've done some of our best work for our clients during this time. We've grown our reach and expanded our impact. Last summer, we had a student from Florida join Two Birds, and a couple weeks ago, I had a student from Virginia reach out about joining our team. More students have been engaged in Two Birds over the past summer and fall than ever before. In fact, our diverse team represents 7 high schools from across the Treasure Valley. But learning remotely, doing design thinking in a parking lot, making professional videos for our clients during a global pandemic isn't easy. Staying connected socially and emotionally while staying safe physically isn't easy. Nothing has been easy. But even before COVID, One Stone was hard. Two Birds was hard. It's designed to be that way because we're working with real people, with real problems, real clients with real timelines and real budgets. But we believe in the power of students. We know they're capable of doing amazing things if we give them the opportunities and the trust and the inspiration and the resources and the mentorship, and then we get out of their way. Or we pick up a pad of sticky notes and we get creative right side with them. We roll up our sleeves, we get in the trenches, we throw on a smile, and we shine light on the journey ahead. This is what I try to do with the students I work with. Whether we're creating the videos you see tonight, designing the One Stone yearbook, using design thinking to create a board game to help parents better understand what it means to be non-gender binary or gender fluid, we refuse to be negative. We refuse to give up. We try and we fail and we try and we fail, and we use grit to make the rough times a little smoother. This is why we see the glass half full. But let's be clear, optimism isn't enough. It's only half the equation. We need each other. We need each other on this journey to help us find our passions and explore our purpose. We need each other on this journey to build our confidence and find our voice, not just as students, but as whole people. Whole people who need to feel connected, need to feel loved. Because while this might be a halftime speech, life is not a game. Life is not a game. Life is not a virtual event or a school year. We know when life begins. We know when you're born. But we don't know when life will end. You are probably sitting at home right now and you're thinking that you're in the first half of life, or maybe statistically you're in the second half of life. But here's the thing. We're not statistics. We're people. And we don't know how much time we have on this earth to do the things that need to be done, to say the things that need to be said, to give and to share and to create and to seize every moment, to make the world a better place. And to do this, we need a whole heart.
Welcome back to the second half of my story. I will never forget my first experience with One Stone. It was an open house where students would lead groups of people around the building and talk about it. It was as if all my prayers for a place I can go and be myself were answered. And the parts of me that I love the most, such as my creativity and my artistic nature, were celebrated. To this day, the most profound and enjoyable things about One Stone have been my interactions with coaches and my peers. Everyone was immediately so kind and loving, and for the first time in my life, I feel like I'm being accepted. For the first time in my life, I feel like I'm being accepted. And the hardest thing to get used to is everyone's continued support. I have an overwhelming feeling that people believe in me, in my dreams and aspirations, in my ambitions, in my passion, my pain, and my desire. I now look back on my past and feel proud. I always did things my own way, and I never took no for an answer. I never cared what anyone thought of me, and I never let anyone push me around, especially people who had power over me. One Stone made me realize that what I'd spent years of my life being ashamed of can be transformed into lessons that, to me, hold more value than any A+ ever could. There will always be grades, there will always be tests, and there will always be assignments. But whether or not you are living, loving, learning, and creating from your heart, those are things that, if not polished and held close, will vanish and fade away, never to be seen again. In the immortal words of Charlie Chaplin, quote, "We think too much and feel too little. More than machinery, we need humanity. More than cleverness, we need kindness and gentleness. Without these qualities, life will be violent and all will be lost." End quote. Lastly, I want to say this. One Stone is not a school. It is not a place trying not to be a school or some sort of unique alternative experience. It is a sanctuary. A sanctuary for kids like me. For kids who always do things their own way. For kids who never take no for an answer. For kids who don't care what anyone thinks. For kids who never take no for an answer or let anyone push them around. Not even the world. A sanctuary for kids who refuse to wait for a seat at the table because they brought their own chair. One Stone is a sanctuary for the future.
One of my favorite sayings is that sharing your burdens cuts them in half, and sharing your good fortune doubles it. Good begets good. Each day at One Stone, in Lab 51, Project Good, Two Birds, and more, the work we do fills us with knowledge, curiosity, and friendship. When we fill our hearts with positive relationships, empowerment, and ownership, we become full of love, optimism, and leadership. Our cup overflows. We are ready to help fill the hearts of others, and I am excited for you to hear our stories about our whole hearts.
How do forests think? I listened as I drove away from the green place. How do people walk so burdened down? Why do we burn the ground and our families? I wanna make a place in the way things are, starting a culture where any it is you and I do want to. I'm so afraid, and I built myself into a tower, handmade, person blind with no object in mind, no one in mind but you.
The world feels divided. We look around and it often feels like all we can see is division, confusion and chaos, differences in beliefs. But in the midst of this chaos, I've found One Stone to be a place of cooperation and community. I realize not everyone has the same viewpoint, but for me, as a Christian, I believe God has given me One Stone as a place to explore who I am and find community. And that has been a place of healing. For many of my peers, the story I'm about to tell might be a surprise. Even as a member of the One Stone Board of Directors and a leader in my communities, few know the ways that emotional health challenges have impacted my life. So let me paint you a picture. You're walking. Then suddenly, one thought passes through your head, and yet in the same instant, 1,000 other naggings pull at your mind, all pointing to the same infraction. You try and discount depleting thoughts, but the feeling only intensifies. It seems in the moment that it will only take one small action to repair this glitch in the world around you. But the action, it only ends up controlling you. This happens over and over and over again as this haunts you for days, weeks, and even months on end. This is obsessive compulsive disorder, better known as OCD, and I'm not alone in this mental health challenge. In the United States, about 500,000 children struggle with OCD, and the number only rises substantially when teenagers are added into the equation. Like me, many begin with a diagnosis of depression or anxiety. Although this gateway label of anxiety provided room for me to grow and space for me to heal, it did not provide the answer. Over years, I grew hopeless with repetitive thoughts and actions. Even the most sacred ways I interacted with my faith were steadily corrupted. I felt isolated, believing others could not understand. But from the outside, I look normal. I have an amazing family, a variety of friends, and a supportive church. But even with this, I was in deep struggle. Nearly every free moment of mine was taken by rushing and overwhelming thought. But as the anxiety of OCD attacked, I was left to seek refuge in activities to fill my mind, such as robotics and climbing. And One Stone supported me as I started robotics to provide an outlet for the emotion and inner critic that constantly overanalyzed the world. 3 years into living with OCD, I found community to be the key to the door to healing. Through One Stone, I started rock climbing for hours on end. I started diving into my youth group, made up primarily of other One Stone students as a central member. And I sought out leadership opportunities within One Stone. Very slowly, my situation began to change, and as it did, it dawned on me. It wasn't the activities that provided a safe space from the volley of ideas, but rather the community within them. Whether this be friends I had before One Stone, friends I found at One Stone, or my advisor, my sense of community runs deep. Each January, Lab 51 students participate in a month-long passion-finding process called January Exploration. In my second year of it, I was attempting to design my why statement, a sentence that strives to identify why I do what I do. In the midst of this process, our executive director, Teresa Poppin, constantly asks students, "What breaks your heart?" For me, it's when my closest friends are hurting and broken. From this, I developed my why statement, to pursue relationship so that I may live courageously for the brokenhearted. In other words, my why is to fight for others, but also to fight for myself. Because no, right now, I'm not brokenhearted like those I'm seeking love in my why statement, but I once was. Through the chaos, both internally and externally, I dove into my One Stone communities. And though my OCD is not healed, it might not even be half over, I'm not half broken either. I'm not whole, but I'm getting there. I'm healing. And that healing was found by pursuing relationships so that I may live courageously for the brokenhearted.
Like many others, when I was little, my heart was full of life. It was full of love too, except when my older siblings would pester me. What defines my childhood the most was my curiosity for the vast world around me. I was born in the mountains with a pond full of frogs that would freeze over when it was cold, and a river to play in when it was hot. I felt like I had the whole world in my backyard. I was always asking questions, and those questions would usually create more questions. I was homeschooled, and never really knew the difference between school and just exploring the world around me. Then, for second grade, we moved from our small town to Boise, and I started going to a school that I would stay at for the next 8 years. For the first few years, I had a lot of fun with it. I felt like I really belonged there, and I loved feeling like I was a part of a community. Starting in 6th grade, things started to change. Going to school got harder each day. School didn't feel like learning, it felt like a chore, like taking out the garbage. I didn't feel interested in anything, and what I was learning just didn't feel relevant. I was spending the majority of my time somewhere that drained me, and it began to affect all aspects of my life. I was struggling with school, my family, and my mental health. I was scared. I was scared to raise my hand, scared to ask questions. I couldn't even do a presentation in front of 30 people without my heart beating so hard, I thought it was going to burst. I was scared that I did the bare minimum, and that I felt so different from the curious person I used to be. I didn't know it at the time, but my heart was breaking. I constantly missed school because I simply didn't want to go. I felt like there wasn't a purpose to anything I was doing, and that I didn't belong anywhere. I didn't know who I was or what life could even give me. That's when the people around me knew something had to change. My mom heard about a school called One Stone and thought that it would be good for me. I went in for an interview in 2017, but ended up not getting in until the next school year in 2018. I was super excited, but super nervous at the same time. Even after a tour and interview, I didn't really know what the school was all about. All I knew is that there weren't any grades. That being said, I didn't know what to expect on my first day. Now keep in mind, I couldn't even order a pizza back then because of my nerves. Imagine how scared I was when I was standing in my first school-wide circle, watching a microphone getting closer and closer to me. I only said one word into it and passed it on, but boy was I terrified. In just the first week at One Stone, I was introduced to a bunch of other scenarios just like that. It only took me a week, if not only a couple of days, to feel at home. Slowly but surely, my heart started to fill back up. I learned how human systems related to a specific carnivorous plant and their comparable enzymes. I learned about falconry. I started taking notes to learn more, not just to memorize. I got to go to the Foundry, a garage full of tools and mysteries, and I felt myself curious to understand it all. It reminded me of how I felt when I was little, when I had the whole world in my backyard. I explored many different forms of art outside of drawing and painting, like creating knives out of a scrap sheet of metal and cute little mushroom earrings. I realized my curiosity never left. I just didn't have the space to explore it. I flourished in an environment where I was able to do so many different things and figure out who I am. I've been able to explore things that I'm passionate about and things that I'm not, without the end goal being to get a good grade. I tried being in the yearbook team, sorry Michael Reagan, and even though I wasn't an Adobe success, I tried. I figured out that my entire life is driven by curiosity and that I'm passionate about education, but that didn't happen overnight. It took me 1.5 years at One Stone to learn that I loved learning. It took 1.5 years for me to patch the holes and the cracks in my heart. I had to unlearn everything. The entire mentality that you have to do something for a grade, and the ideology that education is one size fits all. It takes time to craft yourself. Now, I'm in my last year at Lab 51, and I am fully myself, not just snippets of other people. With each experience at One Stone, I've been able to stitch my broken heart back up. I've learned so much and explored so many different things that I never thought I would learn about. Every time I feel curious, I feel 15 doors open. Now, I get to graduate this spring and head off to my next adventure, truly knowing myself. I no longer see learning as a worksheet or a checkbox. It is a way to explore my natural curiosities. The process of stitching up my heart set me up for a lifetime of learning, adventuring, and seeking life's answers to all of life's questions. I challenge you to wonder, what if every kid had a full heart?
We are grateful to be able to speak to you about our whole heart, the moments that fill it, the stories that break it, and the care that patches it all back together. Since its beginning in 2008, One Stone has directly impacted the lives of 26,642 whole people. 138 year-long Project Good projects, both large and small, have been wholly completed by students. 653 Lab 51 graduates and One Stone alums are taking their whole hearts on their next adventure. One Stone's Army of Good. In fact, 3 of our alums love serving others so much they are now working at One Stone. Because when something is made whole, that magic is worth sharing. You, right now, you sitting on your couch or at a desk in front of your computer, you have an opportunity to share in that magic and to make someone else feel whole.
At One Stone, we innovate and we create.
We produce and play music.
We build, sculpt, and engrave our own designs.
We collage, paint, and create masterpieces.
We digitally design and work with clients.
And we fulfill our passions through our community. But what songs are there to create with no instruments?
Or canvases to show with no paint?
Or passions to fill with no community?
You all are our other half.
You are the lab to our learning. You are the cameras to our vision. You are the instruments to our songs.
The paint to our masterpieces.
The community to support and fulfill our passions.
You are the volume to our voice.
This evening, you've heard stories of the glass half full, of the journey being half the destination, and the magic that happens when sharing your burdens cuts them in half. Now, it is my pleasure to clue you in on another reason we have dubbed this evening the One Half event. Every year, we have been grateful to share these stories live in front of an audience of community supporters who are interested in growing the good. This year is unlike any other. You can fill in half the blanks, and we don't need to remind you of all the ways COVID-19 has affected our lives. But tonight, we, One Stone, students, staff, volunteers, campers, and all of our recipients want you to know that we cannot do this without you. You are what makes us whole. Your support, kindness, and generosity is what makes this work wholly possible. Without you, we wouldn't be half the organization that we are today.
It's because of you and people like you that believe with your whole hearts in the power of students that we stand here and proudly say that One Stone can continue to lead and pave the way for future generations of students. Helping kids find their passions, purpose, and ultimately build a whole world out of empathy, equality of voice, innovation, and seeing the whole person. I hope you see me, not just my polished public speaking half, but my nervous as heck half, my hopeful for the future half, my grateful for your support half, and the half of me that has worked so hard with everyone else here to show you the magic that One Stone has to offer on the Boise area and beyond. There is beauty and optimism in watching a half become whole. You are the fuel to our fire, and you make us more. Join us in living our mission of making students better leaders and the world a better place.
Now it is time to show your support and help us raise our fundraising goal this evening of $200,000. The funds raised this evening will go to supporting all of One Stone's studios and labs, ensuring that they will always be free to students so that anyone can become a better leader and make the world a better place.
Tonight, we have donors who will match all gifts of over $1,000 up to $45,000. So if you can please stretch your gift to over $1,000, it will be doubled. Here is how you can give your support tonight. Text GIVE to 855-710-3814 or scan this QR code.
You will receive a text asking how much you would like to donate to One Stone. Respond with your support amount, confirm your support amount, choose if you would like your gift to be reoccurring or a one-time donation, and decide if you would like your gift to be anonymous or not, and confirm the name you would like to appear on screen. Tap the texted link to complete and confirm your donation support.
The entire staff at One Stone has donated. And speaking of One Stone staff, please welcome Michael Reagan back to the stage. How you doing, Michael?
I'm doing good, Avery. How are you?
I'm good.
Hey, I just want to say what an amazing show. And I'll be honest, it was hard being in this studio and not having the applause, not hearing you all out there. But I know we all felt super proud of every presenter and all our musicians. And it was incredible. How did it make you feel, Avery?
It made me feel just filled with gratitude, filled with hope for the future, filled with love for this community that I'm a part of, that is One Stone. We just want to remind you all at home that if you are having trouble with the text, please wait a minute and then try again. And thank you. How did it make you feel, Kayla?
I'm feeling amazing. I'm so excited to see these donations rolling in because it really shows your belief in the power of students, and I'm so excited. Thank you.
Can we get the thermometer up? There's the thermometer.
We are at $18,000, everybody. $18,000. Thank you to Scott, Jarrett, Sarah, Shanna. All of your donations mean so much to you. Gabe, Anonymous, and Allison, thank you so much. We are at $18,000. Can we keep getting donations? Remember, please text GIVE to 855-710-3814. All donations of above $1,000 will be matched up to $45,000.
Kelly, tell them how the QR code works.
Okay, so the QR code works by opening up your smartphone's camera and then pointing that camera at the QR code. It'll automatically scan it and it'll take you to the text message link.
Can we get the QR code up on screen?
So just scan that handy code or text GIVE to 855-710-3814 and follow the instructions on screen. You will receive a text response. In that text response, you will be asked how much you would like to donate and what name you want to appear on screen. You can also choose to remain anonymous and then just follow the rest of the prompts, and we appreciate it so much. All of our programs are free of cost, and because of you, we can continue making students better leaders and the world a better place.
Just a reminder, text GIVE to 855-710-3814.
Again, the entire staff at One Stone has already donated. We believe deeply in what we're doing here. These are amazing students. It's really a privilege to work with them and to hear their stories. Text, give.
One Stone Studios plus Labs are open to all high school students throughout the Treasure Valley at no cost. From creating social good to cybersecurity, art, graphic design, or even welding, there are a variety of ways to engage. Studios and labs are led by students in collaboration with professional coaches and community partnerships. Again, that is at no cost. That's why your donations are so important. We have donors that are willing to match all donations of above $1,000, which we are so grateful for. So all of your $1,000 donations will be doubled. We are at $19,000. Can we get a little bit more? We appreciate your donations so much. We are all so grateful here.
Again, if you are having trouble with the text, wait a minute and please try again. Text GIVE to 855-710-3814.
You will receive a text asking how much you would like to donate to One Stone. Respond with your support amount, confirm your support amount, and then you would choose if you would like your gift to be reoccurring or a one-time donation. Decide what name you want to appear on screen, and then we will see your donation pop up here on the handy-dandy thermometer.
Now let's check out some of the pictures from tonight's watch parties.
We are aware that people are having trouble texting. Please just be patient. Everybody is trying to text at the same time. We appreciate your support so much, and we just ask you to be a little bit patient with the system. You know how technology is. We all do with COVID.
Now is the time to show your support and help us make our fundraising goal this evening of $200,000. The funds raised this evening will go to supporting all of One Stone's studios and labs, ensuring that they will always be free to students so that anyone can become a better leader and make the world a better place. Tonight we have donors who will match all gifts over $1,000 up to $45,000. So if you can stretch your gift to $1,000, expect it to be doubled. Here's how to give your support tonight. Text GIVE to 855-710-3814 or scan the QR code on the screen.
Avery, I got a question for you.
Okay.
What would you say, what was one of the most impactful experiences you've had since you've been here at One Stone?
Yeah, so in my first year, I got to take a group of new Americans on a fly fishing trip for a design lab, design thinking challenge. And the reason we did that is we identified that new Americans have a harder time making connections inside of their community, and they also have a harder time getting used to the wilderness. So we wanted to do something new that we had never tried, and we wanted to share that with someone else, along with make new connections. And it was just so impactful. And yeah.
That's awesome. How about you, Kayla? Any moments or memories stand out to you as you wrap up your last term here with us?
Yeah, I think the thing that sticks out the most has either been my experience with Project Good, being an open book adventure guide, or the opportunities I've had to travel with my peers and my coaches to Minnesota and Palm Springs to attend education conferences and really see all the different ways that learner-centered environments are thriving across the nation.
And all these experiences are at no cost because of your donations tonight. So keep them coming in. Everything we do at One Stone is at no cost to our students.
We are going to play another song now, but please keep texting in. Please be patient with us. It will go through. Thank you. That music was brought to you by Ripple Studios. Wasn't that just so amazing, Michael?
That's good stuff. We got June and Idris and Micaiah and Mac and Piper. Great music tonight. Hey, we're having our system's just being a little bit slow. Please be patient. Keep the donations coming. We love it. We need you. We're not whole without you. So please keep trying to text GIVE to 855-710-3814.
As you can see on the thermometer, even with the slowness, we are at $52,000. That is about a quarter of the way. You know what they say, a quarter is just a half of a half. Please just continue to be patient. I just want to say I'm so appreciative of everybody donating right now. This would not be possible without you. We love you all so, so much. What do you think, Kayla?
I'm just blessed to be on this stage with you for my last one event. I'm really happy to see all of these donations coming in. It truly means the world to us, and we are so appreciative of you. Thank you.
And the one event's really the one time we ask for community support throughout the year to fund all of our studios and labs. A lot goes into this, a lot of heart and soul goes into this. Why don't you tell the folks what this preparation's been like and what goes into giving speeches?
Yeah, there's been a lot of prep. We've been working tirelessly on coming up with stories to tell you all and really just reflecting on the past few years that we've all had at One Stone in various programs. It's been a ton of hard work, and it wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for you all and all of the hard workers we have here at One Stone. So yeah, it's been a lot, but we are truly grateful to be here today.
Again, text GIVE to 855-710-3814. And please be patient. We have a lot of donations coming in. We are so appreciative of it, though.
We're getting close to the match.
Speaking of the match, we just want to remind you that every donation above $1,000 will get matched up to $45,000. So if you can just stretch your pockets a little bit, it will be doubled, and we would appreciate it so much.
Again, please text GIVE to 855-710-3814 or scan the QR code.
We only need $5,000 more for the match. That's $5,000. Text GIVE to 855-710-3814. Please be patient, and we need your support. We love you all, and we're so appreciative.
We hope tonight has gone well. There's a lot of sort of optimism, really, that things will go well. This is new for us. We want to thank everybody for making this work tonight. All of our programs are free, not just to our students, but also to our campers. Our summer programs through Project Good impact hundreds of little kids around the Treasure Valley in some really, really meaningful ways. We've got Open Book Adventures, which Kayla spoke to earlier. Why don't you talk a little bit about OBA, Open Book Adventures? What's that like?
Yeah, so Open Book Adventures is our literacy program for young kids in the Boise community. Young learners get partnered up with their older buddies, and it's truly such a heartwarming experience. You get to see these kids find their passion for reading and writing, and it's an incredible experience to just be alongside them and watch that passion just, grow.
And we took that model of Open Book Adventures, and we introduced Love of Learning. We saw the demand in our community because of COVID. We saw the demand for elementary school kids that needed help with learning after school, and so we've been running Love of Learning. I think it's 4 nights a week. Is it 4 nights a week? Just really, really impactful. High school kids paired up with elementary school kids. What sort of Project Good have you been up to, Avery?
So over the summer, I participated in Tinker Camp, which is a way to get young students excited about science throughout the summer. We got to build cool robots, build cardboard boats, along with just go explore the parks around Boise and see the natural wildlife inside of Boise. And it was just super awesome. Again, it's the OBA style where you're partnered up with big buddies are partnered up with little buddies, and it goes such a long way.
And it's all free. all free for the campers. And we can't do this without you. We need your support. Keep those donations coming in. We got a ways to go. We got to get to halfway. We got to get halfway before we can be whole.
Again, text GIVE to 855-710-3814. Please continue to be patient. We are getting a lot of donations right now, but we appreciate it so much.
Hey, Michael Reagan.
Hey, yeah, Kayla.
What's your favorite part of being a coach at One Stone?
Oh man, what's my favorite part about being a coach at One Stone? There's a lot. I think the best part is getting to work with young people and to see them try new things and to explore their passions and to really get a sense of who they are and what they want to do is so inspiring. Just those relationships with you all, but also the relationships with our staff who are amazing. I've been on stage here a lot tonight, but there's a huge staff at One Stone that are the most amazing, supportive, caring, smart people, and we are just lucky to have them.
All right, I got to interrupt you, Michael.
Thank you.
We have breaking news. We've made our match. Woo! Yeah! Thank you so much to everybody that's donated. You make this possible. You make students better leaders in the world a better place. I'm hyped. Are you hyped, Kayla?
I'm hyped.
That didn't seem very hyped. Are you hyped, Kayla? Are you hyped, Michael?
I'm very hyped, Avery. Thanks for getting the energy up here. We're going to stay here. We're going to keep going. Be patient. Keep trying. Give us the text info.
Text GIVE to 855-710-3814. Again, that's 855-710-3814. And please be patient. Once again, we appreciate it so much. We are so excited over here at Amplified.
Michael Reagan.
Yes, Kayla.
Since Avery kind of cut you off with our breaking news, I have another question for you.
Shoot.
Could you talk a little bit about some of the recent Two Birds projects you've been working on with other students?
Yeah, we've done some really cool stuff this year. We had the opportunity to work with SALT to create a series of videos. That was in the fall. That was amazing experience, and that was our first professional shoot in the COVID era. So figuring out those problems was a real challenge, but students worked really hard to make that happen. We've been doing some really great work for a couple logo designs for some local clients. We've been working on some graphics for a new book that's coming out on the future of education, which has been really exciting. So a lot of students have been involved, and it's been cool. We've been meeting remotely, and so we've had students from Timberline and Centennial and Boise and BK, and a lot of people have been involved. It's been really cool.
And you can directly support those projects by texting GIVE to 855-710-3814. We need to make our goal of $200,000 tonight, so keep it up, One Stone community. I know we can do it, just like we've done everything else.
Keep them coming in. We're at 81,000. Keep those donations coming in.
$20,000 more until halfway. Come on, can we go? Let's do this. All right, Michael.
Yes.
I know you and I have talked about this before, but what's been the most impactful part of showing students that they're creative?
Wow. You know, creativity is really something that we find when we try and when we explore and we realize that we're not going to break something, right? So a lot of times when we're working with graphic design or video production, there's a fear that you're going to break something. And so we just try. We go for it. And a lot of times you learn through that failure, and a lot of times that's when it sticks, is when you try things. And learning to create things for other people, for clients, is another level. It takes another level of confidence, but our students get so good at giving each other feedback. That's one of the things that Two Birds does really well. We give each other feedback, real world feedback. Those clients give us feedback, and it's a really unique opportunity for students, for high school students, to get to practice those skills.
Yeah, I remember when I first came to One Stone, I didn't think I was creative until I took my first course with Michael, and I created an album cover for myself. Never released the album, in case you were wondering. But But yeah, and now I view myself as a very creative person. So Michael helped change that, One Stone helped change that, and you can help change that by texting GIVE to 855-710-3814 and donating today.
Kayla, tell us a little about the Hands Down Voices Up and some of the trips that you took, some of the speaking opportunities that you've had at no cost because of donations like this tonight.
Yeah, so my first experience with Hands Down Voices Up was actually part of my summer experience. This is something that's built into our Lab 51 year. So at the beginning of each summer, you get to opt into whatever experience you are drawn to, and I decided to go with a Hands Down Voices Up experience. So I got to travel with a few of my peers and my advisor and Ashley to Minnesota, and we got to attend the Learning Lab conference. This was a super scary experience for me because I had never really stepped out of my comfort zone like that. Being in a room with educators with all different backgrounds, being one of the very few students there. But it was really beautiful, and I grew in a lot of ways. And it was really impactful to see all of the ways that learner-centered education is being practiced across the U.S. and seeing how well One Stone is doing it in a multitude of ways.
That's awesome, Kayla. We have some new watch party pictures to show everybody at home. So here they are. The $45,000 match has come through, leaving us about $60,000 away from our goal of $200,000. Please keep it going. Text GIVE to 855-710-3814. Please, please, please be patient. We are so close to our goal. Come on, everyone. I know we can do this. One Stone has overcome so much this year. This is just one more hurdle. Come on, everyone.
We're now at $147,000. We are almost there. Please text GIVE to 855-710-3814.
You know, at One Stone, we see high school differently. We see learners like Avery and Kayla working collaboratively alongside coaches like me. And we don't tell them what to do or when to learn it, but instead we work together. And one of the coolest ways we work together, I think, is in advisory. Why don't we talk a little bit about what advisory is like and what we get out of it and what sort of lessons have been learned?
So I know it was said tonight, but advisory is seriously like your One Stone family. My closest friends have been made through advisory. And your advisor is the person that you go through to celebrate getting into that college that you've dreamed about for the past 4 years, or to cry because that climbing trip you were looking forward to got canceled. So advisory literally is like the magic, parts of the magic of One Stone. One Stone has a lot of magic, but yeah.
A lot of magic. And speaking of magic, we're at 155,102. Keep it coming in.
Again, text GIVE to 855-710-3814. We are a half away, everybody. Come on, let's go.
Please, please donate so we can stop with the half puns and the half-isms.
Hey, Michael, this is just half of it.
This is just half of it. They're coming in, 165,000. Keep the donations coming in. Be patient. They're flowing in fast now.
We appreciate you all so much. Thank you to all the people donating. Dave, Jamie, Ron, the McDonald's, Mariel, McLovin, Cato. Again, text GIVE to 855-710-3814. We are so close. I know we can do this. We all know we can do this. Thank you guys so much.
How would you rank speaking on stage as one of the most challenging things that you've done? How does this compare, Kayla?
I'm feeling pretty calm compared to my first speaking part at One Stone. That one was a little bit rough. It was at my first disruption day where at the end of the term we present our design lab projects. I opted into another speaking part in addition to my presentation to kind of step out of my comfort zone and really just dive in and take advantage of every second that I have here at One Stone. And yes, it was terrifying, and yes, I was shaking, but it truly was beautiful, and I really owe all of my growth to that day and just coming to One Stone.
You know, we talk a lot about vulnerability. Vulnerability is on the blob. And I tell you what, the vulnerability that students show at One Stone through our public speaking opportunities and the way we connect with one another, that vulnerability really is bravery. And it takes a lot of bravery to get up here and to tell these stories. So we need more money. We're getting really close. We need more donations, so keep them coming in. We need One Stone to be around for 10, 15, 20, 200 more years. So keep these coming in so the next generation of students, we can continue the legacy of making students better leaders and the world a better place.
We are so, so close. Remember to text GIVE to 855-710-3814. And every little bit helps. If you can just go a little deeper, we would appreciate it so, so much.
How about we kick it to some photos from watch parties, perhaps? We could watch some of those.
All right, we have some more music for you all. Keep texting GIVE to 855-710-3814 while you enjoy this beautiful music.
All right, so it sounds like we maybe have to check some equipment while we get that going. There's a lot of moving parts here. People are working really hard. We've got watch parties all over the Treasure Valley where students are gathered in small groups to watch. We've got folks watching from home. We've had virtual watch parties. A lot of people enjoyed the gift boxes that were assembled and picked up. A lot of magic has gone into this day, and we're excited because we're almost there. But we need your donations to keep coming in. So please text. What's the text info, Kayla?
855-710-3814.
Often I am upset that I cannot fall in love, but I guess this avoids the stress of falling out of it. Are you tired of me yet? I'm a little sick right now, but I swear when I'm ready I will fly us out of here. I'll cut my hair to make you stare. I'll hide my chest and I'll figure out a way to get us out of here. Turn off your porcelain face. I can't really think right now in this place. There's too many colors, enough to drive all of us insane. Are you dead? Sometimes I think I'm dead, 'cause I can feel ghosts and ghouls rap in my head. But I don't wanna fall asleep just yet. My eyes went dark. I don't know where. My pupils are, but I'll figure out a way to get us out of here. Get a load of this monster. He doesn't know how to communicate. His mind is in a different place. Will everybody please give him a little bit of space? Get a load of this train wreck. His hair's a mess and he doesn't know who he is yet. But little do we know the stars will welcome him with open arms. Time is slowly tracing his face, but strangely he feels at home in this place.
We have just $7,500 left until we hit our goal of $200,000. If you can please, please, please donate, text GIVE to 855-710-3814. None of our programs would be available without your donations, and we appreciate it so much.
Thank you so much to Nancy, Lulu, Roman, Emily, and Kay Sizzle. Thank you.
Thank you to Butch, the Rhodes family, Meredith, Canyon, Sequoia, Peter, and Carol.
Again, text GIVE to 855-710-3814. We're almost there to our $200,000 goal this evening, and we wouldn't be here without you, so thank you so much. Keep the donations coming in. $1, $2, anything helps. Thank you.
Anything. Again, that's GIVE to 855-710-3814. There's $7,500 left. So Kayla, what's been your favorite part about this entire process?
I think my favorite part has just been being up here with you, Avery and Michael Reagan. I'm feeling pretty good about all of this. This has been amazing, and it's so exciting to see all of these donations coming in. We truly appreciate all of you so much. So thank you again.
All right, and we're going to go back to the music for a bit. Again, please just text GIVE to 855-710-3814. Enjoy the music.
Climbed a mountain and I turned around, and I saw my reflection in the snow-covered hills, where landslide brought me down. Oh, mirror in the sky, what is love? Can the child within my heart rise above? Can I sail through the changing ocean tides? Can I handle the seasons of my Well, I've been afraid of changing, 'cause I've built my life around you. But time makes you bolder, even children get older, and I'm getting older too. I've been afraid of changing, 'cause I've built my life around you. But time makes you bolder, even children get older, and I'm getting older too. Take my love and I'll take it down. Oh, climbed a mountain and you turned around. And if you see my reflection in the snow-covered hills, well, it's that bring it down. And if you see my reflection in the snow-covered hills, well, it's that'll bring it down. Oh, it's that'll bring it down.
That was so beautiful.
That was amazing. I can't even begin to explain how much pride we feel when we hear this music and we hear these stories and we know how hard students are working, not only to tell amazing stories, but to support each other. And what you can't see is backstage, the virtual hugs that are happening, the air high fives, the fist bumps, whatever these are called. I mean, the support that these students share for one another is really, really inspiring. And it just feels so good to be a part of this and to see that we are so close. We are so close to our goal. We're at 195,549. We need, how much more is that, Avery?
Quick math.
4,500. I know math.
Well done, Avery. Put you on the spot. How do they give, Kayla?
Text GIVE to 855-710-3814.
Again, every little bit helps. I just want to reiterate what Michael said. Sitting backstage tonight, watching some of my closest friends come up and share these incredibly vulnerable stories, just stories that moved me in ways I didn't think I could be moved. It's just been so inspiring. I'm just so thankful that we came out here tonight to show you the magic that One Stone has to offer.
One of my favorite things about the One event is to talk with students who set goals a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, when they saw their first One event and they said, I want to do that. I'm afraid to public speak. I'm afraid to talk to big audiences, but I want to do that because I want to overcome that fear. And overcoming fear is a lot of what we do, right? We talk about optimism. If things were easy, being optimistic would be easy. But things are hard, and that's why we got to keep donating. We're almost there. Come on, I know we can do it. And then we can get off this stage. So please keep donating. Be patient with the text to give, but keep them coming in.
Text GIVE to 855-710-3814.
Are we ready to go? All right, let's go to some more music. Take it away, Lucy and Izzy.
When I look into your eyes, it's like watching the night sky or a beautiful sunrise. There's so much they hold, and just like them old stars, I see that you've come so far to be right where you are. How old is your soul? Oh, I won't give up on us, even if the skies get rough. I'm giving you all my love. I'm still looking up. To do some navigating, I'll be here patiently waiting to see what you find. 'Cause even the stars, they burn, some even fall to the earth. We got a lot to learn. God knows we're worth it. Oh, I won't give up. I don't want to be someone who walks away so easily. I'm here to stay and make the difference that I can make. Our differences, they do a lot to teach us how to use the tools and gifts we got. Yeah, we got a lot at stake. And in the end, you're still
my friend, at least we did intend for us to work. We didn't break, we didn't burn. We had to learn how to bend without the world caving in. I had to learn what I've got and what I'm not and who I am. I won't give up on us, even if the skies get rough. I'm giving you all my love. I'm still looking up. I'm still looking up. Oh, I won't give up on us. God knows I'm tough enough. We got a lot to learn. God knows we're worth it. I won't give up on us, even if the skies get rough. Sing along, everybody. Giving you all my love. I'm still looking up.
Hey, Ash. Thank you so much to everybody. Now we have a very special surprise. Does Ashley Greenwood want to come up here?
We love you so much, Ashley. You make the whole world go round.
Ashley, we love you so much. We know all you've done for the One Half event this year. You do so much for us. You're my YLab coach. I wouldn't be able to do it without you. But no, for real, everything you do just means so much to all of us.
Ashley!
We love you!
Ashley! 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 Ashley!
Ashley! Ashley!
We love you.
Thank you to everyone at home for donating. We love you guys, and good night.
Nothing to me. Alrighty. We're all good?
Yep.
We're good?
I heard something on the radio. It meant nothing to me then, but now I know. You see, some things never change and aren't as perfect as they seem, as long as there's still room with you for me. I was wasted, all spent on my phone, waiting for your call so I don't feel alone. I am always changing, not as perfect as I seem, when there's no longer room with you for me. Laying still, the clock ticks day by day. Will you come back and stay? Blown through the breeze, you want something not what you want, it's what you need. You see, I am always changing, not as perfect as I seem. When there's no longer room with you for me. Nice job.